Hey guys, here's another random game that I pulled from the replays, and again I chose to feature players that are involved in Callus Invitational. So we have Mattakata, who is a donor to Callus Invitational. He will not be playing in it, but he donated, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir, for doing that. It helps the tour a lot. And on the top we have Garay Oak, who is going to be in the play-ins. So both of these guys are in fact involved in the tour in one way or another. I will make sure to give, especially Mattakata, our donator, the credit that he deserves. Gary, we'll see how he does in the play-ins, but first you have to beat one of our donors. Here's their game, same deal as before, randomly pulled it out of the replays, no clue what it's for. I can tell you that it's not a rated battle, though, because it would tell me on the side. Alrighty, so Jinx against Titar. Jinx, you say. Interesting. Jinx off to a real bad start, missing the turn 1 Lovely Kiss and getting crit by an Earthquake. So that is probably not the start Mattakata had in mind. Here comes Gary with the Coon into Mattakata's Swampert. Earthquake 24%. Coon is a pretty hard counter for virtually any variant of Swampert, and Mattakata, unsurprisingly, gets out of the way. He goes to Cloister here, takes the Surf pretty well. It is a free spikes opportunity here. There's not too much that could go wrong, though Gary could start to calm mind up on him and apply some pressure. Instead, Gary opts to go to Skarmory here, which doesn't really threaten Cloister unless it has Toxic. Mattakata, interestingly, as opposed to going for another layer of spikes, which I think is what most people would have done, opts to go for Surf instead, so we end up with one layer each. Here comes Gengar trying to block a Rapid Spin, and instead it's another Surf. Gengar takes that very well, so it's clearly a bulky Gengar for Gary, and you would think that Cloister has to get out of the way, and indeed it does. Here comes Titar. And Giga Drain, possibly predicting that exact Pokemon. It hasn't shown anything. Very well may be a Crunch Pursuit variant, but he's got to be careful because we know there's Giga Drain on the other side. Here comes Titar. Does he go straight Crunch? Yes, he misses the opportunity to kill Gengar on the switch, or at least severely hurt it on the switch. It is a bulky Gar, so that's going to be an advantageous sequence of events for Gary, and it's going to get even worse here for Mattakata as he stays in. He does get a Brick Break off, but it's not enough, and the faster tower belongs to Gary. But the bigger picture issue is if you are relying on this T-Tower to remove Gengar, basically that option is out the window. Gengar is now going to terrorize your team if you're Mattakata, and you've got to be wondering why you didn't keep the T-Tar healthy so you can kill the Gengar to avoid that exact problem. I think that Gary is going to be able to snowball that advantage with the Gengar being alive and healthy. I think he's going to be able to use that Gengar to great effect throughout this game. Anyhow, we'll see what happens, but in the meantime, we've got a Jirachi here wishing up after eating a Fire Punch. Will survive a non-crit here all day, but that's why I specify these things. I said non-crit, on cue, there's the crit. Rachi's going to fall. Mattakata catches a much-needed break. To be fair, he got very unlucky on turn 1 with the miss and the crit. So I guess these things can even out over time, and we've got ourselves a 5-5. Nevertheless, that wish did not go to waste. T-Tar ate it. It was very low before, and now is back up to 74%. Gengar that we know has Giga Drain switching into Swampert. Unlucky Hydro Pump miss for Mattakata would have hit him there for... it wouldn't have killed him, but pretty heavy damage had that connected. An unlucky miss. And Mattakata got to fodder off his Tyranitar here, bringing him back behind 5-4. We end up with Gar on Gar. The faster Gengar belongs bottom side to Mattakata. Ice Punch, fishing for a freeze. Really low damage there. And a Will-O-Wisp miss from Gary. Gary actually, after the Rachi died, doesn't seem to have a fantastic switch to Gengar himself. Ice Punch 25, and another Will-O-Wisp miss. So there's definitely been some RNG in this game. Back and forth in this instance. 2 Will-O-Wisp misses, a little bit annoying for Gary now. Another Ice Punch here. And finally, on the third attempt, the Will-O-Wisp will connect. The question is, does Gary see value in preserving his 9% Gengar at this point? And the answer is yes. He goes to Skarm here. And Hidden Power trying to switch it up. So he knew there would be a switch. He was just wrong about what that switch was. As it turns out, Fire Punch would have been better, but obviously if you Fire Punch into the Coon or the T-Tar, you feel like a donkey. He made the call, wasn't the right one, but he had the right idea. So Fire Punch and Drill Pack here. The burn damage crippling on the Garay is down to 10%. One final opportunity to make a call, and he does make the right one this time. Gets the Fire Punch off into the Scum. Down that goes. Last poke Claydol revealed for Garay before the Gengar succumbs to its burn. So it is a double knockout on this turn, and it's going to be a 3-4 situation. The last poke for Mattakata bottom side is still hidden. Swampert here goes for Ice Beam, catches a freeze on Claydol. There has really been some RNG in this game. Claydol probably attempted to rapid spin there. Why else would you stay in? But the freeze is obviously going to stop him dead in his tracks. There's another Ice Beam. Claydol does not thaw, and the rapid spin does not get off. That one layer of spikes, not a huge deal, but annoying, is going to be there to stay, and we've got ourselves a 3-3. Very back and forth game here. Gengar comes in. Good thing Garay saved it. We know it as Giga Drain, and neither Cloyster nor Swampert want to deal with that. And wow, he's going to let the Swampert eat it. He must be staying in to go into Torrent range. No. Why doesn't he go Hydro Pump there? Oh, that seems like a huge mistake for Mattakata. Clearly, Hydro Pump is gonna be the play there. It would have killed the Gengar had it connected. I don't understand not pumping there. That seems like an absolute mistake. But he sees it differently. He goes Last Poke Arrow here as the follow-up. And here comes Coon. Rock Slide. Yes. And 32%. Based on that damage roll, Coon will not live another, so I think you stay in and Rock Slide again, right? He does, but he doesn't get a good roll this time. However, Surf does not kill, so Aerodactyl's still a huge threat here. Coon dies to the sand, and no choice but to go to T-Tar here. Cloyster gonna be the response. And it's going to be a Rock Slide, which doesn't kill, but the Sand will. So now it's going to be only the Aerodactyl against the very weak Gengar and the T-Tar. It is all going to come down to Rock Slide, crits and flinches. Fun, fun, fun. Or that. That's a Hidden Power Bug crit. I don't know if he just BS'd out or what. I don't know that HP Bug, even with a Choice Band, is going to be good enough here, but I guess we're going to find out. Yeah, not even close. Bulky Gengar is going to tank that like a champ. It does only 12%, and Giga Drain there is going to take the Aerodactyl down. Very back and forth game here. Definitely some RNG and some unlucky stuff for both of them. The one play that really sticks out is why did Mattakata with his Swampert go for Ice Beam? We know that it is Hydro Pump. It showed it. Why did he Ice Beam into the Gengar? Maybe he was thinking that his Swampert wasn't going to survive, and he figured that it didn't matter. He thought, you know what, he's going to Giga Drain, I'm going to die anyway, let me just fucking click something. But had he gone for Hydro Pump on that turn, if it connected, that's a big if, it's 80-20, it does of course miss sometimes. But if he had gone for Hydro Pump and connected with the Gengar there, it kills the Gengar, and I think we might be looking at a different game. I think all of a sudden the Aerodactyl's chances to sweep this go up exponentially because it sets up a scenario where you could just Earthquake against the tower, maybe you kill him that way. The Swampert would still be alive to be used as fodder. I think Mattakata would have had a decent chance to take this down had he gone and connected with that Hydro Pump there. But yeah, I mean, beyond that, this was an entertaining game. It was really close. It was really back and forth. I enjoyed it. This is the first game that I've ever seen Mattakata play in. So I had no idea how good he was in comparison to someone that I know is good, like Garay. So it was entertaining to see. I hope you guys thought so as well. Thumbs up. And like I said, look forward to watching Garay play in Kalos Invitational starting this coming weekend. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you then. I am going to bed.